a robotics company in China just quietly hit a major milestone. On March 30th, 2026, AgiBot announced they had rolled out their 10,000th mass-produced humanoid robot off the assembly line. To put this into perspective, look at the broader industry. Tesla's Optimus and the Figure AI are still mostly in lab demos.
Yeah, I think we'll start production on Optimus 3, probably reach high volume production around summer next year.
Elon Musk has said 2027 as a target for high volume production. But AgiBot didn't look it. At major auto suppliers like Full Precision, nearly 100 units are currently deployed. Here's a number that breaks the traditional hardware playbook. AgiBot was founded in February 2023. It went from a blank piece of paper to a 10,000 unit rollout in just over 3 years. So, how did a startup bypass the infamous prototype purgatory? It wasn't sudden physics breakthrough, and it definitely wasn't cheap labor. In this video, we're decoding AgiBot's exact blueprints. By the end, you will see the 3 fundamental shifts that are reshaping robot manufacturing. No fluff, let's dive in. Imagine Silicon Valley spending millions just to poach a single robotics engineer. AgiBot took a smarter approach. They built a complete talent ecosystem, recruiting top experts directly from China's leading tech giants. The team was initially led by Peng Zhihui in his early 30s. Online, he was widely known as a rock star of robotics in China by building interesting and crazy hardwares.
又或者让他在行驶的过程中识别各种物体进行跟随。
His technical foundation comes from Huawei's Elite Genius Youth Program, where he worked on the Ascend AI chip. It is China's direct response to NVIDIA. He left Huawei in late 2022, and just 2 months later, AgiBot was founded. Working closely with him from the beginning was Taihua Deng, his former superior at Huawei and a key co-founder. Deng spent 27 years at Huawei, rising to vice president and the president of the computing product line. He played a major role in building the Ascend AI ecosystem and driving global 5G infrastructure rollout. As both an experienced leader and an early supporter of the venture, Deng brought critical commercial and operational muscle. To strengthen execution, they added an expert from Waymo and NIO, who brought proven experience scaling autonomous driving system, and a founding architect from DJI's LiDAR team, who helped move their first blueprint to a working physical assembly line in just 2 months. This wasn't a random hiring. It created a tightly integrated team covering chip design, hardware engineering, supply chain, and enterprise sales. Many robotics competitors would need 4 to 5 years to assemble a group of this caliber. AgiBot built it in under 2 years, compressing the journey from concept to commercial deployment. But an all-star roster is only the ignition. To actually manufacture 10,000 units at breakneck speed, they needed a completely different approach to technology and capital. While other robotics startups might spend 2 to 3 years just prototyping and refining their venture capital pitch decks, AgiBot went from a blank King Corporation paper to 10,000 units in exact same window. The timeline is remarkably accelerated. How? They combine aggressive funding with existing hardware ecosystems instead of reinventing everything. First, they refuse to reinvent the wheel. Instead of custom building every joint and gear, they essentially repurposed the world's most hyper-optimized supply chain. Imagine take the heavy-duty actuators from a modern electric vehicle and the precision micro-sensors from a smartphone, then snapping them together like Lego. This plug-and-play hardware strategy bypassed years of trial and error, minimizing global manufacturing costs overnight. But chip metal is useless without a brain. This is where their founders' chip design backgrounds pays off. They built a localized digital nervous system, an AI model called G01. Here's a critical detail. This model is a generalist, embodied foundation model, but learns from massive amounts of visual, language, and real robot action data, helping the machines better understand and execute tasks in the real world. The more this robot operates on factory floors, the smarter the collective network becomes, continuously driving the cost per task down to 0. Finally, on the funding side, they moved fast. The venture capital velocity here challenges the slower, more cautious approach common in Western robotics startups. They secured seed money with just a paper concept. Within 14 months, they closed 6 funding rounds. By 2025, after 10 rounds of rapid capital injection, their valuation smashed through $2 billion mark. But the cash is just paper. The real secret hides in their cap table. Their backers include Sequoia, Tencent, LG Electronics, and EV giants like BYD. These aren't just passive investors. They are strategic landlords. By funding AgiBot, these mega corporations immediately unlocked their own factory doors, providing AgiBot with a skill testing environment that most startups could only simulate in a lab. They didn't just fund a robot, they gave it empire to lay in. And that brings us to. But capital and an all-star roster only explain half the equation. The real engine behind collapsing a 10-year timeline into 3 years is strictly geographical. Imagine a robotics company in Silicon Valley or Munich. When they need a custom internal component, they order it globally, battle customs, and wait 2 to 4 months for freight. For AgiBot, an engineer checks a CD file in the morning, and by early afternoon, a physical custom machined prototype arrives from a supplier just down the highway. This hyperlocal ecosystem essentially eliminates the concept of transit time. Take harmonic reducers, the complex, incredible, expensive microgears that act as a mechanical heart of a humanoid. Their exclusive supplier operates a dedicated warehouse so close to the factory that restocks hit AgiBot's assembly line within 30 minutes. The same applies to the robot joint modules engineered by Fuling Precision. Remember those robots moving heavy crates we mentioned at the start of this video? Fuling doesn't just deploy the robots, they co-developed the specific joints inside them on a dedicated production line. It is a flawless, closed-loop industrial marriage. This isn't a lucky cluster of vendors. AgiBot is tapping into an industrial goldmine. Decades of hyper-optimized electric vehicle and smartphone infrastructure concentrated in Shanghai. They didn't build a new hardware ecosystem from scratch. They created a hyper-local ecosystem to eliminate transit delays and shrinks iteration cycles from months to days. But they took it one step further. They didn't just buy parts. They locked their suppliers into joint R&D, establishing the world's one of the most advanced and standardized supply chain, specifically for humanoid robots. They turned a local map into an industrial operating system, achieving a time-space compression that makes traditional supply chain looks like they are moving in slow motion. The 10,000 unit milestone achieved today isn't just a success story for one startup. It signals a brutal industry pivot. Proves that humanoid robots are no longer lab experiments or billionaire vanity projects. They have officially crossed the threshold into scalable industrial commodities. The blueprint for automated labor is being rewritten in real time. But this is only half the global picture. On the other side of the Pacific, Elon Musk's Tesla Optimus is playing a completely different game. It's setting up the ultimate clash of two distinct tech philosophies. Tesla's highly centralized, data-driven AI ecosystems versus China's hyper-agile, decentralized hardware matrix. Which approach will actually dominate the global factory floor by 2030? In my next video, I will do a relentless spec-by-spec teardown. Tesla Optimus versus the Chinese humanoid fleet. If you want to see who truly holds the key to the robotics revolution, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss this one. I will see you next week.